My name is Fatina.
My name is Diana Sophia.
My name is Anisha Sophia.
My name is Adaptive.
Okay. This is our video for assignment number 2.
Okay.
It was Swimmer!
Hi, I'm Diana. I'll be asking you a few questions based on interpersonal communication. So the first question is, what do you think about interpersonal communication?
What I think about interpersonal communication is basically the exchange of information among other people, but it's also information that can include thoughts, ideas, and also feelings and more. So this communication occurs both verbally and also non-verbally, but examples are like facial expressions, body language, tone of voice, and even gestures.
So in interpersonal communication, there are interpersonal skills. Among them is the ability to listen and understand. Do you think it is important to listen and understand in communication?
Yeah,
Why do you think so?
because listening is key, and without the ability to listen effectively, misunderstanding in communications can happen. So for instance, communication breaks down and the sender of the message can easily become frustrated or irritated.
Okay. So communication important?
Yes, it's actually very important because it's one of the factors that can maintain a successful partnership or relationship, because we use verbal communication to inform, whether it's to inform others of our needs or to impact knowledge, but also clarification is the key.
So next, we're moving on to the importance of non-verbal communication. So non-verbal communication is the process of communication, sending and receiving wordless information. Do you think it's important nowadays?
Actually, it does. Yes, it does.
Why do you think so?
Because non-verbal communication actually plays a significant role in our life, but it can also improve a person's ability to relate or engage and establish meaningful interactions to have a better life. So about a better understanding type of communication may lead to people's stronger relationships and also with others.
Next, conflict in relationship. In your opinion, what causes conflict in a relationship?
This is based on my information. I think because what can cause conflict in a relationship is basically trust, jealousy, or partner personality, habits, or sex were top conflict triggers, because some of common types and causes of relationship can include children or financial problems or insecurities.
And what is common workplace issues that employees face?
Most, I think, because I'm under 20 in workplaces, it's just a simple answer is basically misunderstanding communication, because it's very common and it happens in every workplace. But in most general problems, areas fall into like broad categories like harassment or bullying or gossips and overall moral. So that's my final answer.
Hi everyone, so I'm Fatina. So today we're going to interview Malaysian to talk about interpersonal communication. So here, can I know your name?
Hi, my name is Rosa and I'm 20 years old.
Okay. So Rosa, can I interview you? Nak tanya sikit soalan-soalan.
Sure.
Okay. Okay. So my first question is, what do you think about interpersonal communication?
So you asked me about interpersonal communication, right?
Yes.
So first of all, I think it's more to people have a quality circle and they're comfortable to talk with,
That's a good answer. So the next question is interpersonal communication important in our daily life? What do you think?
Yes.
Simple.
Because humans have, introverted, extroverted.
Okay. So my third question is in interpersonal communication, there are interpersonal skills. Among them is the ability to listen and understand. So do you think it is important to listen and understand in communication? It's really a simple question.
Yes.
Yeah. So next is you said yes, right? So why do you think so?
I think it is important because people are live to, I mean, we need to live in a big community. So,
Thank you for the answer. So the fifth question is verbal communication important to you?
yes.
Okay, so next is among the verbal communications, which are speaking to another person over the telephone and face to face, which one you like the most and why?
I like face to face because I really love to talk in a person, not via message and chat.
Thank you. Okay, so next question is non-verbal communication is the process of communication, sending and receiving wordless information. Do you think it's important nowadays?
I think still yes.
Yes. Okay, thank you. Okay, so the eighth question is, based on your answer, why do you think so?
In my opinion, I think that is not important, but we still need to apply in certain things.
Okay, so thank you for that. Okay, so the next question is, in your opinion, what causes conflict in relationship?
Communication.
Communication.
Because communication is the key.
Yes. Okay, so my last question, since you are working right now, so can I know, in your opinion, what is the common workplace issues that employee face?
Management.
Management. Why do you think so?
Because for me, it is about management because the leader may not develop the information clearly.
Okay, so thank you for you. So that's all from me, Fatina. So I'm going to pass to my group members. Thank you. Bye.
So my name is Adam. So can I know your name?
My name is Muhammad Shakir.
Okay, so I just want to ask you a few questions. So the first question is, what do you think about interpersonal communication?
I think it's important because people get to communicate with each other through emotion and get to express their emotion.
So is interpersonal communication important in our daily life?
Yes, it is. We need to communicate to each other daily.
Okay, so in interpersonal communication, there are interpersonal skills. Among them is the ability to listen and understand. Do you think it is important to listen and understand in communication?
Yes, at all times.
So based on your answer, why do you think so?
Because, like I said, communication between each other is important. So we can know, get to express our emotion.
Okay, so for the next question, is verbal communication important?
Yes, it is.
So among the verbal communication, which are speaking to another person over the telephone and face to face, which one do you like the most and why?
Face to face because somehow it's easier.
So non-verbal communication is the process of communication, sending and receiving wordless information. Do you think it's important nowadays?
It's both important and not important at some point.
So based on your answer, why do you think so?
Because it's a new generation and we can expect anything good or anything bad from it.
So in your opinion, what are the causes of a conflict in a relationship?
Misunderstanding and trust issues.
So what is the biggest challenge that you ever face in your work life?
Trying to communicate with other people beside my friends.
So for the last question, is it common for the employees to face any sort of problem in their workplace?
I guess not.
So that is all from us.
So hi, my name is Adam. Can I know your name?
I'm Jeffrey.
Okay, so I'm going to start asking you a few questions. What do you think about interpersonal communication?
Everyday communication skills.
Is interpersonal communication important in our daily life?
Important.
In interpersonal communication, there are interpersonal skills. Among them is the ability to listen and understand. Do you think it is important to listen and understand in communication?
Yes, it is important.
Based on your answer, why do you think so?
Because it is rude to not listen to someone who talking to us.
Is verbal communication important?
Yes.
Among the verbal communication, which are speaking to another person over the phone and face to face, which one do you like the most and why?
Face to face, because I can see the person.
Nonverbal communication is the process of communication, sending and receiving wordless information. Do you think it is important nowadays?
Yes.
Based on your answer, why do you think so?
Because every communication is important.
In your opinion, what are the causes of conflict in a relationship?
Miscommunication.
Okay, so for the last question, what is the biggest challenge you face in your workplace?
Miscommunication with co-worker.
That is all for me. Thank you.
So, Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. Ernisha Sofia here. So today I will be interviewing my participant, which is Puan Azahra Abdul Razak, 42 years old, and she is a businesswoman. So without wasting our time, I will just proceed to the interview. As for the first question, what do you think about interpersonal communication and is it important?
Bagi saya lah, proses nak tukar idea dan info dengan seseorang dan sangatlah penting kerana tanpa komunikasi kita tidak akan dapat sesuatu maklumat.
Okay, so next, in interpersonal communication, there are interpersonal skills, which is the ability to listen and understand. Do you think is it important and why?
Kita kena mendengar dan faham juga penting lah dalam berkomunikasi. Sebab kalau tiada benda itu, kita akan anggap orang yang mendengar tidak berminat dengan cerita kita.
Okay. So we know that verbal communication is important. So between talking to another person through telephone and face to face, which one do you prefer the most and why?
Apa-apa pun kita nak kena face to face lah. Sebab lagi senang. Rasa puas berborak sebab dapat tengok riak wajah mereka.
So how about non-verbal communication?
Penting juga. Contohnya lah kan, kita menyapa jiran sebelah rumah kita juga dikira berkomunikasi lah, bukan lisan.
In your opinion, what causes conflict in relationship?
Salah faham dalam perhubungan ataupun mempunyai ego yang tinggi lah. Selain tu, memendam dan tidak berkomunikasi di dalam perhubungan.
For workplace challenges, what is the biggest challenge you have ever faced in work?
Daripada pengalaman saya lah, ialah melayan customer yang annoying sangat dan cerewet. Dia macam menguji sangat saya. Tetapi walau bagaimanapun, kenalah ada kesabaran demi mencari rezeki.
Okay, so that is the end of our interview. Thank you, Pak Azara, for be the participants for our interview.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Rana binti Saidi and today I'm interviewing Dr. Hasanah binti Johari. Can you tell us more about yourself? Like, what is your full name and what are you working as?
My name is Hasanah binti Johari. People call me Dr. Has. I used to work with Bank Negara for over 25 years. Right now, I'm in the business of gift creation.
Okay, so I'll start asking the questions. So what in your opinion, what do you think is interpersonal communication?
What? Sorry, repeat your question.
In your own opinion, in your own answer, what is interpersonal communication?
Interpersonal communication to me is the process of exchange of information between two or more people.
And is interpersonal communication important in your daily life?
Yes, indeed, because if you don't interact properly, you will send the wrong information and your messages will be wrongly interpreted.
Okay, so in interpersonal communication, there are interpersonal skills. Amongst them is the ability to listen and understand. Do you think in communication is it important to listen and understand each other when communicating?
Yes, I think it's essential because people often are too excited to answer questions, whereas they should really pause and listen to what the other person is trying to say before offering the answers. So if you do that, then your communication process will be smoother. Otherwise, you end up with wrong exchange of information and even what do you call it? Even squabbles, arguments. Yeah.
So there's verbal communication and non-verbal communication. Do you think verbal communication is important?
Yes, important. Yes.
So in verbal communication, there are many types. So there are talking over the phone and facing people face to face. Which one do you prefer the most?
Face to face. Yeah.
About non-verbal communication, do you think it's important as well?
Non-verbal communication is commonly referred to as body language. So yes, because nowadays people tend to use a lot of WhatsApp. So when they interact with people face to face, they do not know how to control their bodily gestures. So they may give the wrong impression to the other person. So you have to be very careful with your non-verbal communication, because what you assume as okay and normal in your kind of situation these days where people rarely face each other, but when you are in a formal meeting, you will make this kind of mistakes of probably yawning in public without closing your mouth. That's considered offensive. Playing with your phone when the person is talking is also considered offensive. It's like you're showing the person that they are not interested in the person. Okay.
So the next question is about relationship. In your opinion, what causes conflict in relationship?
Conflict in relationship is because you tend not to see eye to eye on certain issues, and with the issue of interpersonal communication as well, because sometimes people understand the issue from their perspective and your perspective is different. So when you don't see eye to eye, of course the cause of it is always interpersonal communication.
So the last question is, what is the biggest challenge you've ever faced when working
in the office? I think the biggest challenge when you work in the office with regards to interpersonal communication is how do you send or receive. First, how do you send bad news to your boss, like you did not complete your assignment? Probably in the office it's called projects. For example, you don't complete your projects on time and you want an extension of time. So interpersonal communication is very important, because you want your boss to say, yes, I will give you another few days. So, and when you see your boss and your boss happens to be in a bad mood, that's the most difficult part, because I think if you are very skillful in your interpersonal communication, you can know when to say the right things in front of your very angry boss.
Okay, so that is the end of the interview. Thank you very much.